And watchers and listeners to Sport Talk with Dwat. I'm Dwat, and I got Casper on the show. If you would please like, share, and subscribe on YouTube, and you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Check us out on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. With that being said, let's get this show on the road.
All right, we are back for episode 51.2 of Sport Talk with D-Watt. We just had a great episode. Now we're about to do it again. With that being said, let's just go ahead and bring him on back in. What's going on, Casper?
Hey, just up here living my best life. Should I change? Should I change outfits? Should I swap hats for this one? Or
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea. All right, we're back. We're going to talk about some Braves. We're going to talk about some Tennessee baseball. We got the tournament coming up very soon. Talk a little bit about NASCAR and much more. We got some news of the week we're going to go ahead and cover. Thanks for watching, being tuned in. You can like, share, and subscribe on the YouTube. Add to your library at Apple Podcasts and Spotify. You can follow us on Facebook. That being said, we will jump on into some news of the week. Aaron Rodgers is back for some more. He signed a 1 year, 22 million guarantee. I think he's getting a little bit old there, Casper. Did you think he'd be back for some more?
yeah, he can't quit. He's got nothing else to do with his life. Curious to see if like this is it. Maybe he's not going to do the TV thing. Everybody talking about him doing TV after this. I not surprised to see him sign. We'll see how it goes with Daddy Mike, and maybe they get that figured out. Get him a little win action. I don't know. I don't think he's going to play every game because he's old. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I thought he would wait just a little bit longer for his announcement. He likes to kind of drag things out, likes the drama, likes the attention, but he went ahead and made it pretty quick. So when I saw that, I was like, hey, he's going to be back. So we'll see. I think I don't know if he's really going to help the team get to where they want to be with the Super Bowl and or the playoffs. We saw what he did last year. I think he's going to have his chances, and I think it's just going to come up a little bit short. So we'll just have to kind of see. I think he's a great quarterback, but I think he had his time at the Green Bay and whatnot. But now he's just kind of just going to drag it out, and surely this will be it. Hopefully, they can get somebody in the draft that can take over there in the years to
We
come.
have
For,
him.
for
Will
Pittsburgh.
Howard, baby. Will
Okay,
Howard. The
there you
good
go.
news here, this is what I will say. This is the earliest he's made this decision in like 10 years, it feels like. So maybe he's going to get his head right and get in there and play some football. And they showed some signs of life last year. So we'll see what they can do. I don't know, man. I hope it works out, and we'll see. I mean, I'd like to see the Steelers win something. So I actually have kind of liked them over the years, but I don't like him. But we'll see what happens. He's got that old taste where it's like I hate him for a long time, but now I kind of want him to do good because it's better when these guys do good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like to see him go out, and then if he can do good there his last year, make a run, make it
Yeah.
maybe win some games late there in the year, make a little run, and be kind of cool to see as a fan.
Good story for sure.
Good story. There you go. That's what he wants, and hopefully that's what he gets. All right, let's move into some baseball there. The Mets pitcher Clay Holmes suffered a broken leg after a 111 miles an hour line drive right back at him. Let's talk about that a little bit there, Casper.
Man, hit him in the leg, got him good. He made another move after that, but I mean, said broke his leg. Hate that for him. I guess that's a Steven Ender probably. So hate that for him. But man, that baseball, I think sometimes baseball players don't get enough credit for how tough they are. Those things hurt, man, and definitely tough for him to take. I know I got a guy that I work with got hit by his kid last week, and he was cussing and screaming at his kid because his kid got some attitude and smacked one right back up at him when they were in the do a little practice work, and his leg was swollen up for 2 weeks. I don't think it was broke. I did tell him to go to the doctor on Friday though. If it hadn't got better, I didn't see him today, so I don't know if it got better or not because it was still swollen after 2 weeks. I was like, brother, you might want to get that checked on, but absolutely not what you want as a pitcher in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, it's just as a pitcher, man. It's they might come right back at you, and
Yeah.
from the wind up and how they release it, and then they're just in a spot where they can't, unless they get their glove on it and to keep the ball away from coming right back at them. Ain't nothing you can really do. So it's a pretty dangerous position, but you don't hear a lot of that. But every now and then you might. And we
I got
do.
an idea. Let's
Yeah.
bubble wrap them like we're doing the base runners and batters now. Just put a pad on every freaking bone of their body. Have you seen these guys that basically are wearing a stormtrooper suit to go bat now? I mean,
Yeah,
dang.
it takes them forever to if they get walked to get off all this armor they have. It's like they're out
Yeah,
there having a war or something. Just
yeah, yeah,
also the oven mitt. I just not call it oven mitt, but I won't call
yeah.
it an oven mitt. These mitts they wear to slide to keep them from jamming their fingers. I feel like and I was watching the game and it just they get a little bit longer or it's not in their hand all the way. They're gonna get as much as they can, it seems like.
It was that guy from Seattle. I can't think of his name. The
Okay,
dude that can't
that was
slide.
it.
It's a guy that can't slide. He got his sack on the base, and then he also had the head first slide. It looked like he broke his neck. So he just did like a whale flop. Didn't make it to the base. Just like rolled up on his head. That I can't remember his name, but God, that was so funny when that happened. But he was like had his oven mitt like. Actually, look, I got an oven mitt right here. I don't know how this worked out today, but he was wearing it like this. Like his thumb is barely in it. And I'm like, that's not legal. You can't add 6 inches to like you see the difference in the hand right here? Like that's 6, 8 inches. You can't do that, man. You can't do it. It's so dumb. It absolutely infuriates me. I think MLB should ban it. We have bigger bases now. You should have room to get around. I don't care about your fingers. They did it for years without it.
Yeah.
If you're gonna wear some like batting gloves, fine. But I'm over the oven mitt. Ban the oven mitt. 2026.
Yeah, my nephew, he loves Evan Mitt. He's got one for his games, and I feel like it's something you're gonna see from being in the pros down to the minors to little leagues. Who knows? This is gonna get wild, and I feel like it's time for a change. I think it's time to put their foot down and wear a batting glove, like you said, or just put your fingers in. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Don't you're just trying to bend the rules, and it's time for a change. I feel like, and as I watch these games, like I catch up on stuff like this. I see these things that take place from all that they wear. It's getting out of control, and there's no way to police it until you make a change. So I'll be curious from what I see from years to come is if it gets a little bit more and more, they're going to find any kind of advantage, and that's what they're doing. So that's something that's very something to note there that we brought up. So that was very cool on that to kind of talk about on that. That's more baseball here. The Nashville Sound. They had some gloves
Oh,
gone
yes.
missing. They were
Yes.
found out playing against sports up that way towards Nashville. They
Hold
got
on
the
a second.
gloves. Go ahead, go ahead.
We gotta get the whole story in this. So first of all, two crackheads walk in the locker room at 2:30 in the morning Saturday morning. Walk in the locker room. They have this on camera. Metro Nashville Police Department posted on X. And I watched that video. I was like, my goodness, these dudes somehow just walked in the locker room at 2:30 in the morning. Anyways, grab like 13 gloves. Okay, go to Play It Again Sports in Brentwood within like at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. This is like 14 hours after they stole these things, and sell them to the dude that Played Again Sports. And the manager's like, man, something just ain't right about these gloves. They're all super personalized. So they like Googled the names, and it came up with Brewers players and the Nashville Sounds, and he was like, wow. So he calls the cops. Sure enough, these dudes sold these things from the locker room, and they did get the gloves back. I was talking about that. So that dude probably paid him what, $50 a glove. It's 13 gloves, so probably not that much money. It's probably the cheapest advertising this guy's ever bought buying these gloves back for the Sounds. Honestly, might be an inside job. Might want to check with him. I don't know, but I find this story hilarious. One, that the dudes get in at 2:30 in the morning. Two, that they're dumb enough to go to Play It Again Sports in Nashville to try to sell the gloves back like they're not going to be looking for these things. This is dumbest criminal of the year award for sure. This is almost like the guys that stole the NASCAR trailer didn't know what was in it from a hotel a few years ago, and then just had to roll the car out on the side of the road. I don't know if you remember that. I think it was Mike Harmon or something like that, and around Phoenix somewhere this happened. But yeah, I mean, great story, fantastic. There's just that's hilarious to me. Like, how dumb do you have to be?
Yeah, if you're gonna do that, don't dump them off right there in the same
Yeah.
city.
Sell them to me and DWAT. We might want
Yeah,
them for our collection.
I'll
Come
put
on.
it here in the
DWAT's starting a
backdrop.
pennant museum. I mean, I didn't get to get that in the last one, but you went to a lunchbox museum. I'm just saying, we get another 10 years here, you're going to be having a pennant museum
Yeah,
here for too long.
I
$12 a piece for admission. Don't forget.
want to have it wrapped all around the basement down
Yeah.
here. You can tour my.
DWAT's pennant hall.
Oh yeah, like every time I go somewhere, I got to get me a pennant. It's a must. It's like a rule I have to myself.
You know what we need is a sport talk with DWAT pennant. I'll see if I can't figure that out.
Yeah,
I know a guy.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome. But yeah, so that was some of the news out in Nashville there. If you're gonna break in and to steal gloves, maybe find somewhere else to dump them off on. Don't go to Play It Again Sports here down the
Yeah.
road. Oh man, that's not what you want to hear, and I'm glad that all that's handled. Those gloves are those players, and that they have those gloves for themselves, and they need to use them. They don't need to be getting robbed. All right, we will move into some Braves baseball. The Braves have an 8-game lead over the Phillies. The Phillies are 14-4 since they changed the manager. So they got the new manager, or they got the new guy on hand there for the team, and they really got turned around. sometimes you see in these pro sports that once they get rid of the coach or the manager, they play better and they're more motivated. And it's like it's almost I feel like sometimes is that they are glad that they got fired and now they're going to play for real. So 14-4 is a good run, and that caught my eye when I saw that, and I want to pass it along to the show. And it could be a team to watch if things stay hot. Then they might make a run at the Braves. Braves are 32-15, so they had a great week this past week. So they beat the Cubs there 2-3, and they beat the Red Sox 2-3. So to win those series is very key as a fan. I like to see that there, Casper, to get those wins. And for me, it was a good week, and that's what I like to see.
Yeah, and breaking news, literally right as we hit record here, I got on my iPad here. Acuna has been reactivated, and they moved Farmer to the 10-day IL. Acuna is not going to start in Miami. I guess they're not wanting to play on the turf down there. So he is ready to pinch hit if needed. So, hey, maybe the Acuna walk-off's coming. I don't know. Maybe that's going to be the return. But he is back active anyway. So we'll see what happens there this week.
I like that. So they are going to head to the Marlins there Monday through Thursday. And then Friday through Sunday, the Nationals head to Atlanta to play at the Braves. So there's some pretty good series there as a fan. If you're tuned into the show, I would check those out. I'll be watching for sure. I feel like if they can win 3 or 4 against the Marlins, that would be really good. I feel like it's a team that's just kind of down right now, but get those wins there, and then this weekend against the Nationals, kind of the same deal. It's a team they're in the same division. They're towards the bottom as well. So, like again, if we get 2 or 3, that's kind of what I would like to see on my end.
Just keep winning the series, and we'll keep doing what we're doing. I mean, it's worked so far, so just keep that up. And like I said, the division, the Phillies are going to be tough. I think we said we don't have them again until September, which is kind of strange. So that's going to be a completely different team probably when we play them. And looking forward to watching that. And I would expect that game to matter a lot more than it looks like. Those games to matter more than it necessarily looks like they're going to right now with us having an 8-game lead. So,
yeah. So hopefully we get these players get back healthy and we can get our team lined up and ready to go for these next couple of weeks. It's going to get key here after the holiday to kind of see where we're at player-wise, team-wise, and keep getting guys come up from Double A, Triple A, get these guys up, and I think we're gonna make a little run at it. And I'll be curious to see how this late spring, early summer run goes there for the Braves.
Oh yeah.
All right, we'll move into some minor league baseball. The Lookouts win 2 games this past week. We played the Blue Wahoos there in Chattanooga. Went Tuesday night. You gotta win more than two out of 6 there. So. Got to get a little bit better there on those. And the Smokies win 3 games this week. So that's 3's okay. You got to get 3 or 4, get at least 3 or 4, or if not 5. But
and you were pulling against them,
I was pulling against them. I was wearing all my Brave stuff down there Friday night, and they had the lead there, and they blew it. But it's always cool to see these players kind of get better and kind of see how they're coming along as they have a plan or a hope to get to the next level up to AAA, then always up to the major league is always what they want to do. So it's kind of cool to see guys at this level here in Chattanooga or anywhere, and to get to see them in person. And then you say, hey, I saw that guy play at Chattanooga just a couple years ago. Now he's on TV playing for the Braves or playing for whoever. So that was some of that. And this coming up week is the Lookouts at Rocket City, and the Smokies are going to host the Biscuits. So I think Casper might go to one of those games this week, is what it sounded like. So
maybe if the weather holds out. It's supposed to be kind of nasty. I'd like to. Dad's coming up, so hopefully we can get out there. They got a doubleheader Saturday. Maybe we'll go for that. Okay. You never know.
You get 2 for the price of 1. They play 14 innings. I believe they play 2 7s.
Yeah.
In the Double A, in the minor league. It's 2 games.
Right.
So that's some of the minor league baseball talk there. And then college baseball. We'll go ahead and dive into some of this college baseball. It's finally wrapping up. We will start with Georgia Tech. We played Boston at Boston College Thursday through Saturday. We get the sweep. We win the ACC conference for the season, which is, in my opinion, for my dad or anybody tuned in listening to this. I think it's cool. I think it's great, but I don't think it means a lot to me personally. I want to win the tournament, and I really want to see how we're doing come to the tournament. Time for the tournament, and then time for the regionals and whatnot. That's really what I care about. I like to win the conference. It's cool and all, but I don't get too caught up in it. Let's get the trophy and move on, and really get to what matters. And what matters to me is winning late in the year and advancing. But that's my take on
Well,
that.
with that big ACC tournament coming up this weekend, y'all are going to be doing good, cruising right along till Sunday at noon, and that big blue train just knocks you on your butt.
That's one team to watch for sure. You got North Carolina. They're a tough team, and they already took us took care of us already two or three there a few weeks back. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on them, and we'll have to see. So that's in Charlotte. So if you're in the Charlotte area, I would say see how much a ticket price is to go check out the
Not bad. I
ACC
just
comp.
looked actually. It's
Okay,
not bad. It's
how
not like
much?
it's manageable. I can't remember how much. I closed it already, but
Okay,
I saw and I was like, it's not bad. It's at the home of
okay,
the Charlotte Knights in Charlotte, North Carolina. So go on
okay.
down there, have a good time.
There you go. Heck yeah. All right. That will put us there into the Tennessee versus Oklahoma. That was at Oklahoma. Tennessee gets 2 of 3. We win the series. If you win the series, then you get a cheap haircut there. A great clip. So they win 2 of 3. So anybody wants to go get a haircut at Great Clips, I went and got one there a few weeks back. So I got my 9.99 haircut. I was waiting on that gimmick for a while, and they finally win the beat
Yeah.
Alabama a few weeks back. So
Well, I'm glad your hair looks good now. I'm
oh
glad you
yeah.
got that shag cut
Yeah,
off.
we got my shag, got the mullet gone, got all cleaned up, clean cut. Times have changed.
Uh-huh.
And so we were going to play South Carolina, 5:30 Eastern time there in Hoover, Alabama on Tuesday, May 19th. So it's another tournament that I keep a close eye on these tournaments. This is when you kind of get to see, like, I want to see us get to the weekend. I want to see us play well, and then if we can get to the weekend, then that's gonna, kind of get us set up for the next round of tournaments, and have to see what bracket we get put in. And same for Tech. I'll be curious what teams get put in what bracket, and you want to be the host, which I know the Vols won't be the host, but
No.
just kind of want to see who we're going to go up against there at their place, and it'd be cool to see a little Tennessee Georgia Tech action, but we'll have to see how that shakes out. But
Uh,
it's gonna be a good tournament down there in Hoover. No, I bet those tickets are probably pretty pricey. That's at the old home of the Barons. That's where the Barons used to play. Now it's just a
that's
city
a Hoover
park.
Mint. Yeah.
Yep, yep, Hoover Met. Yep. So
Not a bad area. You could go down there if you want to have
yeah,
another weekend adventure. That's
there we go.
hang out in the
Already.
Galleria. There's some decent food down there. There's lots of hotels. There's a big mall right there. You can go shopping in the mall. Okay, it'd be fine.
Oh, here we go. A little weekend trip. We already had one. Heck, let's go have another one. Sit
Yeah.
out in the heat. It'd be a fun time for everybody.
No joke. It'd be hot.
It would be. I know. Yeah, last year, in the past, when I've watched that game, it's sunny and hot down there for sure, down in Hoover, Alabama. But that's some of the baseball talk there. It's good to see our teams winning and looking strong. And just as a fan, we're going to experience some of this postseason baseball, and it's going to be one to watch for sure. I will be tuned in there. All right, we will move it into some of the NFL schedule release. It is out. I think it is a bust for the Tennessee Titans. So they have no primetime night games there in 2026. Big zero. No Monday night
Week stuff.
football, no Sunday night football, nothing.
Got to do better.
Gotta
Got to
do
do better,
better.
buddy. Got to do
Gotta
better.
be better, do better, you name it.
Yeah.
So I thought, just as a fan, some games that I saw that they're going to host is the Eagles, the Steelers, and the Seahawks. Those are my top three that I saw. Maybe I may have missed one, but I didn't see any like the Green Bay or the Chiefs this year, or some of the bigger names. I got the Jets at home, which I ain't much. I mean, it's just how it goes. Some years are better than others. I ain't been to a Titans game in a minute, but it'd be a cool experience. I know Kaysen and Ryan and my sister and all them really, they go each year it seems like, or at least once a year or so. So that was some of the schedule that came out. They got some games out of the country. They got this is a year for the NFL that they're really going after it and getting what they want, and they're going to win all their battles with any other TV
Yeah.
competition. So that's just what they do there in the NFL. And I don't love the games out of the country and whatnot, but it's what it is. And when I saw the schedule, that's the way it's going to be. So I'll guess I'll tune in and I'll check it out.
Yeah, I might. Do I dare say I'm starting to get the football itch? I've been playing a little Madden, playing a little NCAA 26, and the itch is back just a little bit. We're starting to get to that point where I'm about ready to fire it back up, baby.
Yeah, it won't be long, just a few more months, and we'll be able to talk a lot about it and give some good previews. It won't be long there, Casper. We'll be all up in it.
Oh yeah.
All right, we will try a little something different here on Sport Talk with D-Walt. We're going to do some events that we have been to in the past. So we're going to start with the coolest event there, Casper. Do you want to go first?
Oh man, no, you already have one in here. The
Okay.
coolest event. Yeah, you better go
Okay.
first, I guess.
Okay, I'll go first here. Dale Jr.'s last race at Talladega, October 2017. I thought it was a great crowd. The fans were really into it. We were all pulling for Jr. to win one last time there at Talladega. It was a really cool event. It was me and you there went down there, Casper. It was years back, but I still remember it well.
Yeah.
A lot of fun, and it's always kind of cool to see when you know you know in these events with it's getting older and going to retire and whatnot. So it's kind of cool to see this guy go one last time at the track and see how he does. So that was mine.
Do you remember who won?
Uh, Go ahead. I don't
Ricky
know. Really?
Stenhouse
Okay.
Jr. in the
Yeah.
17 pit third
Okay.
bank car. If I recall, I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me. I'm pretty sure that was him though.
Yeah.
That was cool because it was also starting to get dark at the end of that race. I was just pissed because we couldn't fit the cooler in the grandstands because there was too many people there. That's what I remember about that race the most. I was like, what are all these people doing here? But yeah, I don't know. Okay, I guess my coolest event is probably going to be the Indianapolis 500 2025. Went last year, coming up again this weekend. Um, I mean, it's the biggest spectacle in racing. I would say, like, if you do the top five sporting events in the U.S., I would say that's definitely inside that list for sure. I don't know exactly where it sits, but it's in that. They had those Black Hawk helicopters flying down the front stretch, like at stand level, which is pretty wild. I don't know, so that was pretty wild for me to be there for that. Um, so I'll go with that one. I don't know if that's actually it, but there's a lot I've been to. Been to so many cool things, but that's one I'll go with for now.
Okay, I like it. We're going to do some more here. I'll do the worst. Well, I'll go to an event that I try not to be negative, but it's just some events I maybe just weren't for me or I didn't care for. I'm gonna go with some soccer. I'm gonna go with the CFC / the Red Wolves here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Just wasn't for me. Um, maybe I just don't know the rules or whatnot, but just a different fan base and different this kind of event. And I stayed the whole time and I finished the game. And each game so I went twice. So I went to both of them, and they both were like a tie at the very end. It got exciting, and um, then it went into the shootout or overtime, whatever they wanted to call it, and it just didn't fit my style, and I haven't been back, and I'm probably not gonna go back. But that was mine.
Hey, they're playing soccer in y'all's little baseball stadium
Oh
sometimes,
yes,
so I know you're looking
yeah.
forward to that. I would say my worst from the event side of it, the worst. I feel bad saying this. I had such a good time at this event, so let me preface by saying that. But was the Speedway Classic, the Braves versus the Reds. This is my hat, special edition. Bought it on site. It's the real deal. Thanks, Dad. I think it's about $75 for the daggum hat, but it's like the game worn special hat, not game worn, but you know that the hat they had wore for that game. So it was cool. But it rained so much, man.
Oh,
We just out there tailgating the rain. Ended up watching like a half inning or something, maybe two, and then they had to cancel it. Moved to the next day. Didn't go back. That was kind of sad. The second worst. I'm just giving you a heads up. Summer Daytona race,
oh,
like 5 years ago. Went down there. Also, same thing. Just so much rain. Went 2 days. Justin Haley won a lightning shortened race at Daytona. So congratulations to you going down there for that. But I hope that doesn't happen to you. But those right there. The baseball game at Bristol is one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life, but the weather just absolutely kind of wrecked it. But I had a good time with everybody and hanging out with family and all that. But other than that, yeah, it was tough.
yeah, definitely a cool event for sure. I mean, just with how there's from a track to now put a
Yeah,
baseball park inside the track,
yeah.
so that's definitely unique. One more before we move on. I won't say the best or just unique or best, from my opinion, would be the Rick Wood Field minor league game there. A few years back, man, it was cool from the bus ride because there's no parking there at Rickwood. So they had all the vendors out back. We went, I think it was in June there, a couple years back. So it was me, my dad, Katie, my mom, Case. We all went down there, and it was just an old park, and just it was probably one of the best events I've been to. To just get to experience it, and that was the first game they had there in a long time. And I was able to get down there and go and get that. It was a Father's Day gift there from my dad, so that was a pretty cool gift. And I just thought it was just a great event, and I haven't been to one like that since could really top that. So that was probably one of my best events I've been to.
So I'm gonna change it just a little bit
Yeah.
because it was not a great event. Well, the event was great. The outcome was not great, but the most exciting event, like of anything I've ever been to, Georgia, Tennessee, 2024, maybe 23. It might have been 23. In Neyland Stadium, and we come out and first play of the game, ripped the 75-yard touchdown run, first play from line of scrimmage, and the place goes nuts. It's like 137 decibels, set the stadium record. I thought Neyland Stadium was going to fall to the ground. Most electrifying thing I've ever been at in my life. Couldn't hear anything for like 2 days after, but that was the coolest thing. We ended up getting killed, but like 35-7. But hey, we were up 7-0, and you know, Rocky Top is hydrated and absolutely rip roaring on a fall Saturday night. So that was the most exciting play moment I've ever been at, I would say.
I got you. As a fan, Casper, what is one event that is tough on the traffic, either getting in or getting out? Do you have a event that's tough on parking?
I'll switch hats. The Indy 500. Let's see. We left the hotel at 7 a.m. We had to drive 8 miles to the racetrack. We got there at 10:45. So it's like 3.5 hours for 8 miles. The traffic was terrible, but 300,000 people will do that to you. Um, I don't know. You got to leave early, man. You got to get like you have to leave like 5 a.m. and you also need to know the traffic pattern when it's that many people. I mean that it was crazy. What's yours? Volunteer Speedway, worst
You
traffic.
know, oh, that's very true. That place, you get wrapped up to the very top, and you don't. I feel like I'm ever gonna get out of the
That's why you
the
don't park
volunteer
at the
speedway.
top. You park right inside the gate, and then you walk down the hill, and then you jump everybody in line like I do. My gosh.
That's true. That track is definitely one that would be known for the traffic issues for sure. Unless you know the system, you beat the
Yeah.
system, then you're good to go. But yeah, I've been to a couple of if you catch the kind of the wrong way at Bristol, then you can kind of be in trouble there if you get in a kit that
Yeah.
kind of catch that wrong. But it's not too bad. I guess probably the best is probably Talladega. Leaving that really ain't too bad if you're
Yeah.
trying to find the positive in some of this parking stuff. I thought it'd be hard getting out of there at the game there last week with the Savannah Bananas. But it really wasn't too bad getting out of
Yeah.
there, which I
It was
parked out at
pretty
the
good.
hotel, so it really wasn't too bad. But I
Yeah.
thought for an event being that many people, it wasn't too bad getting out. But that's something we're going to start tossing in here on the show to kind of mix it up a little bit, and we'll think of some different topics to ask each other, maybe even, and kind of go back to some old times, old stories that some things that we did together or not, and kind of might learn something new about each other on that.
I like it. I got some questions. We'll start lining at least one of these up a week. I got some for you.
All right, and so this will lead us into the big debate. We're just gonna get on into it, but first, we'll talk about the Coke 600 versus the Indianapolis 500. We're gonna start here, Casper. Which one do you watch more? Do you watch every lap of both of them? Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean I watch every lap of both of them, but I'm a diehard. For me, that Memorial Day Sunday is traditionally start the smoker at 5 a.m. Watch Indy 500. Used to be watch Monaco, but that's a whole nother story. We're not going to get into it about seven. But yeah, I mean I want to watch both of them. Now the one thing about the 600 is I struggle with the 600 when my driver wrecks. I struggle really hard with that. There was a lot of years like Gordon, when I was Jeff Gordon die hard back in the day, he would like wreck out in the first 100 laps, and it's hard to keep watching after that sometimes. But that's a long race, like 5 hours of NASCAR.
Yeah.
And but yeah, man, I definitely am going to watch all of it for both for sure.
Yeah, that's my plan. I'm gonna get dialed in there, sit back on the couch, and might even get the grill going, kind of like you just said there, and fire the old pit boss up and cook some meat. And yeah, I don't. I try to watch the Indy 500. I try to learned some different names throughout the weeks. Start to come about these last couple weeks. I try to get my drivers fair. Went to a race last year. Went to Nashville for the IndyCar, so I kind of got a little bit of a back history on the IndyCar, and they're super fast, and how they pass is a little bit different than like in NASCAR and whatnot. But I feel like with the speeds they have, and it's exciting. I feel like the fans, just all fans of all kind, even watch that race and really get into it. So I try to get dialed in, and then for the Coke 600, that's what I know a lot about, and I can sit there and watch every single lap, all 400 laps. I believe it's 400 laps. I can sit here and just watch every single lap, and I get into it and keeping up with the change of the daylight to dark to drivers that might qualify up front, and then you got the comers and the goers, and it's gonna be on Prime, I believe, this year. So all those that have Prime be getting dialed in with that. Fox is, I think, done. So they had their time, and then we're gonna move on to some prime racing. So it's gonna be cool. I'm looking forward to it. We got the picks in there for a little bit, but yeah, it's gonna be a race to definitely watch. I like how they're both on the same day. I know some people may say the 600's better, or some might say the 500 is better. I think there's more tradition and prestige in the 500. I'm even a NASCAR fan, and I'll just say it here on the show. But
Yeah, for sure.
600, they got 100 more miles and try to be a little bigger and better. But I think we all know deep down which one runs that day, and it's definitely the 500. I think.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I watched qualifying yesterday, and dude, that 4 laps at Indy, averaging 232 miles an hour. These dudes are doing like 242 into the corner, looking at a concrete wall. Nah, they're crazy. I mean, I watched a lot of races, and I mean, that right there to me is the craziest thing that anybody does in a race car. I don't care Formula One. I know they go faster in Formula One, but like, dude, their cars are stuck. These things are on the edge, running 242 into a corner. No, looking at a wall, not a gravel trap, not some grass runoff, at a wall, brother, at a wall. And that dude, they're so fast. If you ever anybody ever gets a chance to go to the 500, you got to go witness it in person one time.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's be something to go to for sure. There's one driver that's going to do both. She's going to do the
Oh,
500 and the 600. We saw Kyle Larson try to do it
yeah.
last 2 years.
I got a prediction about that.
Yes.
Catherine Legg will finish both these races. She will be laps down in both of them, but she will finish the race. But it's not going to count as 1,100 miles because she's going to be laps down. So whenever you people that don't know anything about racing see the headlines that somebody completed it, doesn't count if you're laps down. You got to finish on the lead lap for it to count.
Yes, I like that they try the double. It's just hard with the weather and the timing and whatnot. So that's some news that I saw there a few weeks back. But
weather this week might help her. Just for the record, I don't know if you look, but like it's supposed to rain in Charlotte Sunday, but not in Indy. Last I checked, so we'll see what happens. That can change, obviously, but yeah, I don't know.
We'll see.
I hope she wins both because that would be the coolest story in racing ever is for somebody to win both. But I don't know that it can be done. Kyle Larson can't do it. I mean,
yeah. I thought for sure he is going to have a chance at it, or at least a decent chance. He has some good cars both times, but hey,
there are two drivers that's going to try it in the next 5 years. One of them's your boy, Ryan Blaney, is going to do it. You write that down wherever you want to. Ryan Blaney does it in the next 5 years. Carson Hocefar's the other one. Spire will get him a ride, and he'll probably wreck it, Indy. But, dude, it's going to be good to watch. I can tell you that. It's going to be good to watch.
It would be fun to watch him in the IndyCar. It'd be something. He'd be getting around that place.
Yeah.
All right, we will shift into some NASCAR with the All-Star race, which is Sunday afternoon for a All-Star race. I've got my thoughts, so I'm going to kind of go first on some of this, and then I want to toss it over to you, and we'll kind of see how we agree to disagree on some of this stuff. First off, the All-Star race should be a night, prime time, Sunday night or Saturday night. I like Saturday night, but I'm okay with Sunday night. Should be under the lights at a track of probably a mile and a quarter, a mile and a half or less. Which at Dover, which is a 1 mile racetrack, yes. But I think it should be a mile and a half or less. It should not be at a track that takes the whole race to get better and to get the grip to build in and get higher up against the wall and whatnot. Those are my first few takes. And then my other few takes is it should be a quick racer, Casper. It should be not 200 laps on that last segment plus the early on segments that they had. It should be, I say my dream all-star race length, and this is just the main feature, and this should be separate. If you're already locked in, you shouldn't be messing around these other
Yeah,
stage
qualifying and all. Yeah,
qualifying and all that
yeah,
nonsense. No, no, you're locked in. You're over here. A star like Chase Elliott. Those guys should be put to the side, and then they race the feature. I think it should be 150 laps, just like a shootout. Give me like three stages, and it should be a 20 lap shootout, 20 lap finale, a no caution flag. So it should be green flag count only, and 20 laps. I think that's enough time to make your passes and whatnot. And I get it's hard to find the right track. Everybody's going to have their own thought on a track. But I like the Bristol idea. I like Charlotte a lot. I feel like it was there for many years. Bring it back. Come on. Let's get on back down to Charlotte. Just don't be at Dover. That's my biggest thing. I
yeah.
tried my best to support this All-Star race, and I watched it. And it was just the wrong track, the wrong time of day. Everything was just wrong about it. And that's just the way it was. And I'm just kind of saying what I think. I'm just trying to find the good in it, but it's hard to when it's just a big mess. So where should it be in the future, and what are your All-Star break thoughts there for NASCAR?
So the 20 laps that would have to be a mile and a half. Otherwise, it's not enough laps. So there's a couple options on this whole thing. But here's my thing: it has to be in a big city. It can't be in Dover, Delaware. Like you said, it has to be a night race. It either needs to be in a big city or it has to be at a classic racetrack. So I am kind of a fan of going back doing it at Charlotte just because I like that whole week. You kind of get the teams like 2 weeks at home. I like that. I like the fan week in the middle. You got people camping down there. That'd be awesome to go do that. Also, just because of all the racing they have all week at home, Millbridge, and all that stuff. And my big thing about the All Star race is make that whole week a celebration of racing wherever you do it. So if you do it at Charlotte, run that on Saturday night, run some dirt races, run World Outlaws, run a Lucas race, whatever, run some sprint cars, run some modifieds, go down the road to Hickory. Hickory's not that far from Charlotte, wherever, just, pick an asphalt track, take all the best of the best. Get these guys out here racing. I mean, and do it for the fans. That's my thing. My personal opinion is it should be at Bristol Motor Speedway, cancel a spring race, only 1 points race there. I want this to be a Saturday show. Friday night, you'd have the trucks or O'Reilly. Just pick one. Don't take both of them. Just pick one. And then, dude, I want Saturday to be a full day of racing. I want late models. I want street stocks, front wheel drives, whatever. Hot lap them and run them. I mean, that's what. Just do it. Give everybody else a chance to be a part of it. And I think if you go to a track like Bristol, you bring that into it. As far as the format goes, I decided today it should be a 200 lap race. 100 lap B main, or whatever you want to call it. You can call it what do they call it? The All-Star Open?
Open, yes.
Whatever you want to call it. I don't care. It's a B main. Take the top two, no stages, 100 laps straight through. There's no pit stops in that. If you want to have a required pit stop halfway in that one, that's fine too. I don't care. But do it at Bristol. Do the pit stop challenge at Bristol. All the teams should do the pit stop. If you're locked in, you should be locked in if you made the playoffs the last year or won a race the last year. That's what you should – the chase, as we call it now. That you should be locked in if you do that. And then after that, like I said, just qualify how they've been doing with the Pit Crew Challenge. It'd be awesome at Bristol if they did that on a Thursday or Friday night at Bristol, maybe before the truck race, do that. Because you could pack it down in there, man. You get people up on top of the pit stops at Bristol on the front stretch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It'd be pretty quick, pretty short, and I would do 200 lap race, 100, 50, 50, or just do 100 and 100 with a required pit stop in the last 100. I'd be fine with that, and that can be under green or yellow, whatever you got to do, but you got to do a pit stop because that is part of racing, right? Pit stops are part of racing, and I do like that they're showing the pit crews, but Dover's not it. Dover needs a points race. Great race. Cars were perfect. If we can run those cars at Charlotte, if we could just take those same cars with that same package, more horsepower, less downforce to Charlotte this week, that'd be fantastic if you ask me.
Yeah, I like that take on it. Yeah, it was at Dover, and they had to pick somewhere with the whole, who owns these tracks, and SMI has the All-Star race, and could they trade it off and make some switches somehow with scheduling? And I think we're starting to see some of the scheduling that's been made with from last week at Watkins Glen being early in the year to now with the All-Star race at Dover. I hope this isn't what we're going to see the rest of the year with this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So that's
I think next year the schedule is going to get back more to normal. I think that they've had some changes in leadership at NASCAR, and this whole like thing at the Air Force Base in San Diego has kind of messed with schedule a little bit. Schedule will be better next year, back to more traditional how it should be. So I have faith in them to fix that. But yeah, the All Star race has got to go back to the All Star format. This was not an All Star race. This was a points race with no points that paid $1 million. It was dumb. Dover deserves a points race. Dover is a good racetrack.
yeah.
Anybody that doesn't like Dover's one of the best tracks out there for like a real race, and Denny Hamlin won a real race because that's what they had. I don't know why they called it an All Star race and didn't pay points. They should have.
It literally felt like as I was watching this race upstairs, it
Yeah,
felt like a Sunday afternoon
yeah,
usual race, and it
yeah,
lasted a while.
yeah,
I got home from being out of town. I turned it on. It was already on, and then it didn't end until 5 o'clock Eastern time, give or
yeah.
take. So it was a long one, and it's over with now. Didn't Hamlin got the money? Should they up the $1 million any, or should they just keep it at $1 million?
They probably should due to inflation. It's been $1 million for a long time,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, like people don't show up at the racetrack like they did. I get it. But if you want it to be exciting, make it 5, make it 10. I don't know. Make it something big. Big number. Big number. I mean, $1 million in 1992 or whenever they started doing this thing or 1989 was a lot of money. So make it a lot of money again.
Yeah. Somehow make it where, yeah, and find the right track, up the money, keep it where the fans are into it and wanting to go. I thought it was, I thought like the fans were wanting to support it just because that's the only track that that's the only race they go to this year at Dover is the All-Star race.
Yeah.
So that's the only, if you're a fan, you live in that area and you like the track, you're gonna want to go, and that's just what it is. So if I lived up there, I probably would have gone just to support the track. But so it was good to see the turnout. Just everybody's gonna talk about this or that. I'm sure there'll be a lot of shows this week that I'll be listening to that's
Yeah.
got some opinions. So everybody's allowed to have their own. And I just didn't like. I guess my biggest thing was I didn't like some of the big names getting taken out early. Chase
Yeah.
Elliott, but the whole invert thing, and then it just gets everybody all bunched up, and
How
that
can you have an all star race without Ryan Blaney,
yeah,
Chase Elliott, Kyle Busch? That's not an all star race at that point.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. I agree. That's not just there's better ways to handle all this, and that was just don't like seeing those big names get knocked out. Anything else here on that, Casper?
Just race the 600, baby. Maybe
Okay,
I'll
let's
go.
go.
Maybe I should just go.
Let's go. Let's just be done with it and go.
Talk to Dad. I'll let you know.
All right, we will shift into some news. Picks of the weekend. We got picks of last week. I will go over Casper's, and then I'll go over mine. I got the Braves over the Cubs on Thursday. That was incorrect. The Ducks over the Golden Knights on Tuesday. That was incorrect. And the Mets over the Yankees on Apple TV on Friday. Nobody can watch it. Nobody probably even knew it was going on. And that was also incorrect. The Mets did not get the win. So all
Oh
three of
for
those were
4, baby.
0 for
And
4
miss with
there.
Kyle Busch.
And then the NASCAR pick was KFB Kyle Busch. And that was not correct. All right, then D-Watt here. Smokies at the Clingstones. I was there Friday night. The Clingstones come back to win, so that was correct. The Red Sox at the Braves Friday night. That was Braves and for me, so that was correct. And then the Wild at the Avalanche, a little hockey toss in there. Avalanche and the Wild on Wednesday, and the Avalanche got the win in overtime, I believe, there. So the score for those that watch the show and keep up is 15-13. D-Watt, you got a little bit of a lead there. Not to stretch it a little bit, but so that was
I better get something done this week. I got some good picks in here. I got 2 good ones and 1 absolute wild card.
Here we go. I like it. All right, so I'm going to go into picks of this week. Go ahead, Casper.
Give me the Spurs tonight. That game's actually probably about started by the time we finish that play in Oklahoma City. I picked the Spurs to win the NBA championship this year. OKC is going to probably be the toughest team for them to beat, so need to get it started off on the right foot on the road. So let's go San Antonio, get the win at Oklahoma City tonight. Number 2, give me the Hurricanes game on Friday. Don't know who they're playing yet. Don't know what time. Don't know where. But they're playing Friday on the 21st. TBD, TBD, TBD. Give me the Hurricanes in game 1, okay? Pick number 3. This right here is an absolute just crapshoot. Give me Connor Daly, the Indianapolis boy, to get the win in the Indy 500 on Sunday. Biggest spectacle in racing. Gonna have some weather. He's been quick. I watched qualifying. Looked like it's about his best starting spot ever, best car he's ever had. So hopefully he can manage it, get it done. That right there would also set the IndyCar scene on fire if he were to win this race, just for the record.
All right, so that's Casper's. And what is your
Oh, I got to do
NASCAR? But
a
yeah,
NASCAR. Where are we at? Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Sorry, this is tough. Because I really don't want to lose. Um, Give me the 19 of Chase Briscoe to get it done.
Hey, he's been running good. That's my
Fuel
backup guy.
on fuel mileage.
Fuel mileage. That's a very good statement there. I like that. It's a fuel mileage race for sure. All right. D-Watt's got the Braves at the Marlins Wednesday night. Give me the Braves to keep on winning, keep it going there. Cavs at the Knicks on Tuesday. Give me the Knicks to get that game one win and just start winning and take care of business. And the Golden Knights at the Avalanche. Give me the Golden Knights. I've got them going to win it all. So we're going to get the win there. And then Ryan Blaney is gonna lead a bunch of laps, and he's gonna take home the check, the money, the trophy, and win the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte. That's my pick there, NASCAR. All right, so that was the picks there, and the tiebreaker will be the Braves versus the Nationals on Saturday night. I've got 8. What you got there, Casper?
Give me 9. I should have gone 7, but I'll go. I just feel like Saturday night, get some runs on the board, baby.
Well, yeah, I like it. That's good. It's a good number there. All right. And then one last thought. I'll go ahead and go first here. My one last thought would be more grab and go at baseball games, please. I feel like as a fan, you should be able to walk down and get your food or your drink. At the Braves, it was great that they had both the food and the drink grab and go at the Truist. So that was nice. It makes it quick. You shouldn't have to wait in line. And I guess the uh, thing now is the iPad. You can punch in what you want on the iPad, and then they get the food. But I just think if you can just grab and go, then it's
Yeah,
great for all. So that's my one last thought. There's more of that, please.
I'm
Go
with
ahead.
you. If you want to know how to do concessions, go to Eldora Speedway, baby. They'll tell you how to do it. Um, One last thought. The Florida 3A state championship baseball game was won on the suicide squeeze. I watched a video and it looked to me like so this is like bases loaded situation, 1 out, and what was the coach thinking? He had his infield like dang near in the outfield. Like, you got to come to the plate. You only got 1 out, bases loaded. You got to cut that guy down, right? Like, unless you turn two. So, what are we thinking? And he absolutely executed, walked up, laid down the bunt, and I don't remember which team it was, but congratulations to them. That's a pretty cool walk off bunt. I like that. That's a good story.
Yeah, there you go. I like that. All right, and then we're going to close it down. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like, share, and subscribe on the YouTube. And you can follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcast. Thanks for being tuned in there for all those being tuned in there on the Spotify or Apple Podcast for the audio podcast. And you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Facebook is where you can find all the clips and the reels and the shorts and the pictures that I go to. So I'm gonna post those, and if Casper goes to any kind of events and he sends them to me, then I'll get them up on their page for events that he goes to as well. And if you got any fan mail, put it in the comments below. They're on the Spotify or YouTube. And with that being said, we will say see you in the next one.
Later.